Hi, this is Mike Geppetto with the PHRA, and with me here I have Brian Kelly, the VP of HR at L.B. Foster. You know, Brian, thank you so much for your great keynote presentation. Very fun, upbeat. You know, people will probably take a lot away from the humor that you put into that. But for those that weren't there to, witness that, can you share with us some of the highlights of that conversation?
Sure. I think what the point I wanted to make, sometimes we do some things in HR that maybe we should do a little bit differently, but the reality is that I don't think any function has greater potential to impact the business and should be impacting the business more than the opportunities that we have in human resources. And that's kind of the message I had hoped to deliver.
I think you got that point, especially when you kind of highlighted some of the different areas in which a company has, and then kind of brought HR into the fold. You guys deal with a lot of moving parts and something that's not predictable necessarily.
Correct.
So that's very challenging.
Right. We deal with the most unpredictable aspect of the business, which is the people.
And most important for that matter.
Most interesting. Right.
So being the VP of HR of L.B. Foster, can you tell us a little bit more about what your role is within the organization?
Okay, well, I oversee what we call HR and administration. So we have all of HR, and we have environmental health and safety, we have continuous improvement, and we do facilities and real estate, and we oversee the leasing auto program as well. So it's a fun opportunity. It's a lot of different things, and we have employees in 7 different countries, and we support them all. So it's a lot to learn and a lot to do in a good time.
Good. And kind of moving forward a little bit, you guys appear to have a strong community roots with having great interest in charitable efforts and everything within the community. What are some charitable involvements that L.B. Foster takes great pride in?
Well, we support certain organizations, kind of standard stuff. We do work days where we'll go support certain charitable organizations and help them do things. Honestly, the thing I am most proud of what we do is that we have something called a social responsibility program.
Okay.
And it's an employee-run program where employees can request contributions to organizations with which they are active, and then we send a donation in the name of that employee and L.B. Foster.
Oh, wow.
So the idea is to encourage volunteerism and recognize and reward it. So
that's phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it really kind of gets your employees involved in it, because now you're building, what you said in your discussion this morning was, you're building a brand of not only L.B. Foster, but the people within L.B. Foster as well.
Right.
So that culture's kind of coming alive.
Right, and it's very rewarding from the standpoint of you get to see all the different things our employees are involved in, and it's a look into what they do in their spare time, which is just really an eye-opener of all the great things our employees do.
Cool. Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome.
Sure.
You guys have a lot of products that have contributed to the Panama Canal, Brooklyn Bridge, the New Orleans floodgates, like helping contain those. What corporate values does L.B. Foster, bring to the table, enabling them to participate in such highly visible, important projects?
You know what? I think what differentiates us is, I even said this in my presentation, we don't really sell a product. We believe that we sell a service. And we have a product, of course, and a long list of products, but we give advice, we give recommendations. We'll say if we don't have the right product. We provide support as much as we can. And customers seem to appreciate that and value that, and we build our company on customer relationships like that.
Sounds good. I think when you think about it, everyone has kind of the same access to materials and products itself, but it's like you said, the service and what you put behind that that really would make that differentiation.
Right, and we've been around 115 years. So apparently it's working.
You're doing something right? Yeah, last question, just kind of lighten the mood a little bit, get to know you, maybe from a personal level. Brian Kelly is also the name of like the head football coach of Notre Dame, contemporary jazz artist, and a neurologist. If you could choose one thing that you could do for a day, what would it be and why?
Wow. Actually, it so happens my father was a teacher and a high school football coach for 40 years.
Oh, wow.
And so I've always had an interest in that, so I'd be happy to just change with the other Brian Kelly for a day, the one at Notre Dame. That'd be fun.
That'd be phenomenal. That'd be awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. I know you got a busy day ahead of you, but we appreciate your time and everything else.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.